Good afternoon, everyone. And it's a very good afternoon. Today, we are bringing home Paul, Evan, Asul, and Vladimir, three American citizens and one American green card holder. All four have been imprisoned unjustly in Russia. Paul for nearly 6 years, Vladimir since 2022, Evan since March of 2023, and Asul since October of 2023. Russian authorities arrested them, convicted them in a show trial, and sentenced them to long prison terms with absolutely no legitimate reason whatsoever. None. Paul, a former Marine who was in Russia for a wedding, Evan, a journalist with the with the Russia in Russia, was assigned there by the Wall Street Journal. Asul, also a journalist, was in Russia to see family. All three falsely accused of being spies. And Vladimir, who is a Russian citizen by birth and holds an American green card, is a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist and was a pallbearer at John McCain's funeral. He spoke out against Putin's regime, and for that he was convicted of treason. And now their brutal ordeal is over, and they're free. Moments ago, the families were informed of this, and they were able to speak with them on the telephone from Washington. Earlier today, they were flown to Turkey, and soon they'll be wheels up on their way home to see their families. It's an incredible sense of relief for all the family members gathered in Washington. And it's a relief to the friends and colleagues all across the country who've been praying for this day for a long time. The deal that made this possible was a feat of diplomacy and friendship. Multiple countries helped get this deal done, joined a difficult, complex negotiations. And at my request, I personally thank them all. And we have thanked them personally, and I'll thank them again. Russia has released 16 prisoners, eight Russians who were being held in the West will be sent home, as well as those 16 prisoners from Russia that Russia has released include 4 Americans, 5 Germans, and 7 Russian citizens who were political prisoners in their own country. One of those Russians runs the human rights organization Memorial, which won a Nobel Prize in 2022. Putin threw him in prison for voicing opposition to the war in Ukraine. 4 others worked with various political opposition groups in Russia, and now they can live safely abroad and continue their work of advocating for diplomacy and democracy if they choose to do that. This deal would not have been possible without our allies, Germany, Poland, Slovenia, Norway, and Turkey. They've all stepped up, and they have stood with us, and they have stood with us and they made the bold and brave decisions. Release prisoners being held in their countries who were unjustly being held and being justly held and being provided logistical support to get the Americans home. So for anyone who questions whether allies matter, they do matter. And there's not a single day that goes on that I don't think our allies for the relationship they have with our country. Friendships matter. Diplomacy matters. Diplomacy and friendships is what got this done today. Nothing else. And I can't emphasize enough the importance of that. There's a lot of people saying that that's not the best way to go about it. It's not diplomacy. It is. It is. There is a person who was at this podium many years ago, a president by the name of George H.W. Bush, who believed in diplomacy. I've learned a lot of lessons from him. Diplomacy is the way to do it, not conflict. Conflict only if diplomacy fails. And today, diplomacy succeeded. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you.